The following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
Yeah, go Cowboys!
This is the Players Lounge, broadcasting live from Dallas Cowboys World Headquarters at the Star. Now your hosts, Barry Church, Danny McCray, and Newy Scruggs.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the best damn podcast there is on this DallasCowboys.com network. We're in the SWBC studios, and it's the Players Lounge. It's 12:30, brought to you by Hotels.com. It's a beautiful day in the Metroplex. The voice is a little different. I may not sound like your usual host, Newy Scruggs, but, he's on assignment. He's on assignment right now.
Not here.
He's not in attendance right now. So he ain't getting that perfect attendance record. He ain't getting it.
What a week this has been, okay?
Yep.
My man Barry Church got booked. Okay?
I did.
He was out. And now we got Newy out. You know what I'm saying? He is out every other Friday, but Newy's out.
Yeah, Newy's out.
So who has perfect attendance for this
I know.
week?
Hold on.
Who got perfect attendance
this week?
Yes,
this week alone?
Yes, that's what I asked.
You talking about this week?
Yes, this week.
We're going to talk about monthly, though.
Thank you.
It's just a little different story.
So
We're going to
listen,
throw that.
I got on the road this week. Thank you. You know what I'm saying? I might get something a little extra. You know what I'm saying? For showing up every day, on time, ready to work.
All right. Shout out to Aaron for getting us fired up over here. But let's dive into last night's game. Were you able to watch the Ravens in Miami game? Because I watched it.
Yes.
I was able to watch that. And to me, it was surprising a little bit. It goes with what happened so far last week in the NFL, has all the teams that are, supposed favorites kind of go down and have a bad game. And this was another one where the Ravens, I think, were favored in this game going into a Miami team who their starting quarterback, Tua Tagovailoa, he wasn't even, the starter out there. He was still dealing with an injury. Now, he came back, and played well. But, that was an interesting game. What you think about it, D-Mac?
Yeah, I think the Bengals may have put out the blueprint for how to beat the Ravens. I'm saying, so the Ravens go out and offensively they did not look like themselves against the Bengals. I believe they had a bye week.
They did right before that.
Yes, and then they came back. And last night the game comes on, and usually on Thursday nights you see like a highly offensive competitive game. Right? So it's usually 35 to 42, something like that. And then yesterday you're watching the Ravens, and I'm saying, what's going on? But shout out to Flores and them, man. When you talk about blitzing every play,
everybody.
Them dudes blitzed from the left, the right, the middle. They had dudes running out the sideline blitzing.
I seen the stat. It said it was 24 snaps where defensive backs blitz. So 9 times out of 10, you're going to be in cover zero. So if you, Byron Jones, Xavier Howard, those guys, those are the type of games you're like, all right, man, I got to buckle up. Because you ain't got no help. Cover zero, your safeties is blitzing. How many times did we see Holland, the rookie safety, out there blitzing off the edge trying to contain Lamar Jackson? But what'd you think of that game plan? Because like you said, they fired him up and they still kept him in the pocket.
I think it was one of those old school game plans of, listen, Lamar Jackson's going to have to beat us, but we're not going to give him time. We're going to put our athletes, the DBs, as the guys who are rushing so we can, so he won't have an advantage as if he was going against a linebacker, maybe a defensive lineman every once in a while. It was athlete on athlete, and those guys made the plays. Now, the entire defense as a whole was making plays.
Yeah, they was locking up.
They were locking up. They got the fumble return for a touchdown.
He stripped it, recovered it, and took it to the crib.
And they came out and they played complimentary football. Like they knew that their offense has not been rolling like they expected it to be, so the defense had to come out and step up. And they did. And Lamar Jackson, he ended up with 228 yards.
He got some garbage yards.
But the game when it mattered, yeah, they stonewalled him.
Yeah, it was out of touch from the beginning. And shout out to the Miami D because I had, Lamar Jackson. I was going against Lamar Jackson in fantasy, and he only got 20 points. He was projected to get 34. So shout out to Miami D on that one. But we got to get to the highlight of the game. I thought it was the funniest thing I'd have seen. And when it comes to football, in a long time. When my man, the offensive lineman, I don't know if he was a guard, if he was a tackle, I don't know what he was. But my man thought the screen was for him. Like, he had flashbacks, and nobody knows what I'm talking about. I mean, it's an offensive lineman for Miami. They were in the red zone. It was a screen drawn up for Gaskins, the running back. I guess he tripped a little bit. And the offensive lineman, he went out there and caught it like it was made for him. And he knows he's ineligible. He was a tackle or a guard on there. But he set it up perfect. Got the snag, had a couple blockers, played off the blocks.
With the dive,
made a move. They cut his legs. He's spinning in the air, and he still reached for the end. That dude had to play some type of skill position in high school.
Oh, listen. First of all, Gaskins was still standing up. He was just a little bit behind the offensive lineman, so the dude actually went and snagged the ball from the running back. He's supposed to be in front of Gaskins. But I'll tell you this. next week, don't be surprised if you see him actually get a play out of the backfield because he has some sweet feet.
He did.
The moves look like he was a running back sometime in the recent past, not back in high school.
Oh, he did some work.
It looked like he did some work in college because I know some running backs who wouldn't be able to do that.
Yeah.
And shout out to the dude who took his legs out because if I saw that dude coming at me, I would have been like, yeah, he scored.
Yeah. I saw the flag. I saw the flag. Ain't no way. I'm not going in there with that. That's like 300 pounds. If he falls on top of you, it's over.
Yeah,
it's over with, man.
It was a good play for him. Let me tell you something. No matter if it counted or not, it's on film, and his family is super excited that he got that TV time in prime time. Only show on TV.
He's going down as a legend. I mean, as in the offensive lineman community, you know, they live for that. Like, you know, when the big guy catches a touchdown or something, one of them trick plays, they live for that thing. So for him to do his sweet feet out there and score, well, it would have been a score, but the penalty, it was pretty dope to me. It was dope. But let's pivot a little bit. And let's get into this Cowboys football. You know, they got a matchup with the Atlanta Falcons, you know, the early game, 12 o'clock game on Sunday. One of our main defensive players, the guy that's been the catalyst of this defensive line since all the injuries went down, and pretty much these past couple weeks, the only guy that's able to generate some type of consistent pass rusher, and that's Randy Gregory. Yep. And, you know, he's gone down. He's on IR now, so he's going to miss at least the next couple weeks. How does this Cowboys defense, this top 10, this Dan Quinn defense, how do they generate pressure and try to get after Matt Ryan? Because we know if we let him sit back there, he got the capabilities to dice our defense up.
I'll say this. If you have faith in your secondary, you might want to take a page out of the Miami Dolphins book from last night. You might want to be bringing some pressure with some skill guys. But I will say this. Dan Quinn has been able in the past to manufacture pressure. We talked about this on previous podcasts when we went into games. We were like, how are we going to be able to get this? I think this was before, when Tank Lawrence first went out. We're like, how are we going to be able to get pressure? And we saw in the preseason that Micah Parsons would line up over the center. They would run twist stunts there. He would line up at end. They would run twist stunts. So you're going to see Micah Parsons in a lot of different positions, but I also think you're going to see us blitz a little bit more than usual to get Matty Ice off his spot and try to force him to make some of those mistakes. And then we're going to have to depend on our secondary to hold up. All right? So play aggressive, go get your plays, but be ready to face some of those double moves.
Yeah, we know it's coming.
And at the end of the day, bro, you have to stop the run. All right?
That's huge.
If we don't stop the run, everything else I just said don't matter. You won't be rushing the passer. All right? You'll be trying to stop somebody else from going 190 yards on you, rushing the ball like we had to face last week. So first things first, stop the run, earn the right to rush the passer. That is what Rod Marinelli used to always tell us. You got to earn the right to rush the passer by stopping them on first down, stopping them on second down, getting them in a passing situation. So stop the run, and then Dan Quinn manufactures some rush from some tricky type of scheme that you got drawn up back there.
So you going more with the scheme wise? They're going to run a lot of stunts or some type of TE stunt. That for those who don't know, the defensive end and the defensive tackle running a little pick stunt to try to get one of them free. So you're more about the games. You think they're going to do it that way. So you don't see anybody individually having like the ability to beat one-on-one, protection consistently. We saw Odigizua do a little bit, but, after that first or second quarter, he was pretty much irrelevant after that. So do you see somebody along that defensive line being able to step up? Because right now, Tank out, Gregory out, and you got Basham out there. Maybe it's going to be tough.
Step Micah Parsons. That's what I see. Step like if you say because Odigizua,
he showed a little bit.
But your key word is consistent. All right, so being able to cause that type of pressure consistently and have offensive coaches say, hey, we have to take care of that guy. We haven't seen anybody else be able to garner that type of attention. Okay. So consistently, no, but if you put Micah Parsons out there, you create some one-on-ones with some other guys, then I think you might find some ways to get some wins. But it's going to be a team effort, right? Yeah. So our entire defensive line, at some point, somebody's going to have to create pressure.
That's true. And with that philosophy, we're getting pressure from somewhere. We're running stunts. You got exotic blitzes, maybe sending in Jordan Lewis, maybe putting the double A gap pressures with Parsons and Van Der Esch. We're getting after Mike Ryan somehow, some way. Do you think that secondary with Brown, Diggs, and maybe even having Curse or KZ or somebody like that mixing at the slot, do you think they'll be able to hold up? Like if we can't get rushed with four, because I don't think we can get rushed with just rush. I don't think we can get after Matt Ryan by just rushing four people. Do you think that secondary will be able to hold up in the back end against, a Russell Gage, Pitts, those guys that Atlanta possesses?
Yeah, I think so. And we always say on defense, rush and cover, they go together.
They do.
All right. So if you're going to bring that pressure, it has to get home. Now, it don't matter who you got in the secondary. If you're rushing, right, and the quarterback can find a way to extend the play and get some extra time, your secondary is in trouble.
Yeah,
all right.
Yeah.
So if we're gonna do the exotic blitzes and send Jordan Lewis, we're gonna have to get home and then force Matt Ryan to get the ball out quick. If we don't, then we're in trouble. But if we do run cover one and we rush four, I believe that our defensive backs have a good matchup against their wide receiver group. Okay. I think Kyle Pitts is the one mismatch that we might have. Yeah. But you got to put your best cover guy on them, especially on those third and sixes, third and sevens when you know Matt Ryan is looking for him, right? So put your number one guy on him and tell everybody else, hey man, hold up.
All right.
Hold up.
All right. Well, we'll dive into our first break right here on the Players Lounge, 12:30 p.m. here. When we get back, you talked a little bit about it. Kyle Pitts, this is a guy that's a mismatch nightmare for a lot of defenses out there. So when we get back, we're going to talk about how we think the Cowboys can match up against Pitts and how we think they're going to take him away. That's when we get back. This is the Players Lounge. We're at our SWBC studios, brought to you by Hotels.com. We'll see you on the backside.
Honey, big news.
Gary, are you okay?
Oh, I'm not Gary anymore. I'm Jackie Flash.
What?
See, I want the latest smartphone, but the best deals are only for new customers. So, to get a new customer deal, I changed my name to Jackie Flash.
Okay, but the best smartphone deals at AT&T are for everyone, new and existing customers.
That's huge. Then guess who's getting a deal?
Is it Jackie Flash?
Jackie Flash.
It's not complicated. At AT&T, our best smartphone deals are for everyone. Restrictions apply. Visit att.com for details.
The Cowboys way, where 16 Hall of Famers and 5 championships shows us what success looks like. Where turkey is always the second best part of Thanksgiving Day. Where we are all defined by one single thing, the star. Where we as fans know it's our job to keep the tradition going. Bank of America is proud to be the official bank of the Dallas Cowboys and to support the quest of living life the Cowboys way.
Copyright 2020, Bank of America Corporation.
Hey Cowboys fans, ready to spice up your next watch party? Bring Yo Quiero guacamole and be the game day hero. Yo Quiero means I want, and we know you want great, fresh-tasting, ready-to-serve guacamole for your home gating and tailgating events. Made with real avocados and the perfect blend of spices, it will be the star of any party. You can find us at your local Albertsons or Tom Thumb in the deli section. If you can't find it, talk to your store manager and tell them, Yo Quiero guacamole.
It's game day. You know what that means. First, kebab prep. Steak, pepper, onion, steak, pepper, onion. Next, a counterclockwise lap around the room. Now the lucky grease-stained jersey goes on. And lastly, the dance. You know the one. This is a game day ritual no matter where you are. Whether you're traveling to the game or watching from your favorite vacation spot, book a place to stay on Hotels.com and keep the tradition alive and well. Hotels.com, proud partner of the Dallas Cowboys.
Back to the Players Lounge.
Give the gift of the Cowboys this season with the Dallas Cowboys United membership presented by Globe Life. It's the ultimate fan experience for the ultimate Cowboys fan. Memberships start at just $20 and includes an exclusive fan pack and VIP membership experiences. 'Tis the season. Visit DallasCowboys.com/United to get yours today.
Hey, you never know, man. I tell you what, the only organization that does Christmas right is the Dallas Cowboys. I mean, you got Christmas trees all over the place here at the Star. But we're back in our SWBC studios, brought to you by Hotels.com. This is the Players Lounge. I'm with the ultimate survivor, as usual, Danny McCray. And it's your boy, just, average box safety over here.
Hello, listen, let me tell you something. Don't listen to church. The ultimate survivor woke up with a limp this morning. I have no idea what's going on.
It's that age.
I think we're getting old.
We're getting up there.
We're getting old.
This
so
is true.
Tomorrow, if you wake up and you got an ache, you still better show up to this card game. That's what I know.
I'm trying to win money out here. I need ducats. Y'all ducats, they work at my house.
Yeah, so for everybody that's listening, Church has lost 2 bets already this season.
What 2 bets?
You lost, one last year. You took me out to dinner already.
Yeah, okay.
You lost the interception, the turnover bet, so that's an appetizer.
That is.
You don't want to count the golf bet
because it didn't count. That's why. Because It did not count. What did you when I first FaceTimed you? You just said this does not count. Those were your first words.
Okay, we'll talk about it after the show. Church said doesn't count, and now he coming to the house to play cards. So we'll deal with that. We'll deal with that. So
I'm all about it.
Type of guy that Church is. Okay, your average box safety.
I'm just your average box safety. You know, had an average little box safety.
Could you cover Kyle Pitts?
Without a doubt, I'm locking him up. That's what we're going to touch into now. Kyle Pitts coming there. If that's the solution, these agents sign me up. But we touched on it a little bit earlier, going in before we got into the break. Kyle Pitts, he possesses that mismatch, that physical specimen type ability at the tight end. He's that new age hybrid type of guy, which I'm glad we didn't have to deal with those type of dudes when we was playing. But it's this new age where they're just a little bit slower than a receiver, but they're fast for a tight end, and they got all the attributes of receivers. So a big catch radius, all that stuff. They're just not really great blockers. But now where the pass game's going out, mismatches, that's the key right now. So where do you see these Cowboys limiting Kyle Pitts? Like, how do you do it? Do you see it just one-on-one, zone, double teaming, banging him off? How do you see this team limiting Kyle Pitts and his ability in the pass game?
I'll say this. It actually depends on where he lines up at.
Okay.
If he's close to the tackle box,
he's in the
closer
core.
he is to the tackle box, he is to the core, you have to have somebody get some hands on him to slow down his release. All right? Especially if you're running zone defense. If you're running zone, you got to get some hands on him, throw off the timing between him and Matt Ryan. If you don't, and you just let him run scot-free, he'll be all up the seam. Yeah. Well, you said wide catch span, and Matt Ryan can just put it up there. He can go get the ball. We've seen him be able to do that this year. If he's lined up outside, right? Yeah. If he's lined up outside like a receiver, far away from the tackle box, far away from the core, you got to put your best guy on him. Okay. All right, only in man-to-man though.
So we're saying if he's in the slot too.
If he's in the slot, it depends. If you're playing man-to-man, yes.
Okay.
You do not want to see Jordan Lewis playing man-to-man on Kyle Pitts running up the seam. That is not what you want to see. We don't want them problems. All right. So I think that is one guy that Dan Quinn's not used to matching up, but that's one guy when you get in certain situations that I would put my best cover guy on him. And then if that's if it's man, he has to follow him everywhere. Yeah. So zone, get some hands on him, throw out the time, and man-to-man, put your best on best and see how it comes out. And then get that pressure on Matty Ice, and you might get you another turnover out of my man Trayvon Diggs.
We got to do something here. And I'm with you on that when he's outside the core. So when he's in that slot position or he's in that outside receiver position, I would love to see Diggs go ahead and do that. I believe that's our best cover guy right now. Nothing against Brown, but the size mismatch right there, I just think alone a 50-50 ball against Brown would just be kind of 100% for Pitts. So I would love to see when he's out there exposed but extended from the core, I'd like to see Diggs on him. He matches up size-wise with him. He can get physical with him at the line of scrimmage. Because like you said, if this guy gets free releases, whether it's off the line of scrimmage, whether it's extended out in the core, he's going to do damage. He's going to do damage out there because his catch radius is just too wide. If you put a linebacker on him, he can run right past him. He uses speed. If you got a safety or a corner and you don't get a reroute on him, he's able to use his size and strength to pretty much box the guy out or out physical him and take the ball down. I mean, it's going to be a tough matchup for these boys. So predominantly so far this year, defensively, Dan Quinn has been a man-to-man squad. I mean, and we've been, I think, 70% man-to-man throughout this year. I would advise him to sprinkle a little bit more zone in there. I mean, I know we got Kurtz, who's supposed to be this lockdown tight end guy, but this is a different type of animal we're dealing with because he's not really a tight end. Then he's a big receiver with still got some speed to him. So I think he'd be a tough matchup for Kurtz. And if they do put Kurtz on him, maybe we double team him. Maybe we get him a bump off the line of scrimmage, something like you said, to throw off that chemistry, throw off that timing. But with that type of a mismatch you got right there, it's going to be hard for this Dallas team to match up.
Yeah, and this all goes back to you're in trouble if you don't stop the run.
Yes.
Because now you put them in 21 personnel, which is one tight ends, two backs. So you put two tight ends and one back in there, and you force the Cowboys to stay in base personnel, which is trying to defend the run. You're going to put more resources to the run if you're not able to stop it. And that's when you're going to see play action, or you're going to see mismatches with Kyle Pitts being on a curse by itself because you have to load the box to try to stop the run. So the number one thing you got to do is stop the run.
Yeah.
And then your plan around Kyle Pitts is throw off the time between him and Matt Ryan and get some hands on him if you do end up playing zone. If you play zone, though, I would run fire zone because you already said that we're lacking our pass rush right now. Randy Gregory's out. We're trying to find somebody who can be consistent and create that pressure. If you have to add an extra rusher in, add him in, play zone behind it, and catch and tackle. I just want to emphasize
that we got to stop it. We got
to stop the run, man. You have to stop the run.
So and that's just one of the mismatch nightmares Atlanta got. I mean, so we know with Kyle Pitts, you got to get physical with him. You can't let him just get off the line, and you basically got to have your eyes on him throughout the route. I mean, you got to know where this guy is at all times. But the other guy you got to know where he is at all times is number 84. That's Cordarrelle Patterson. I mean, this guy right now, he's one of the most athletic guys. You know how back, when we were in high school, you had the Rivals.com, you had the Scout.com, and they gave you your 5 stars, 3 stars, whatever you may be. And besides your name, there was your position. You know how they had just pure athlete. They don't know what it is. It's just athlete.
Athlete.
That's what this guy is right now because they line him up. Cordarrelle Patterson, they line him up at the backfield. They line him up at the slot. You might put him at tight end. They might put him at outside receiver where he was a first-round draft pick. He's returning punts, returning kickoffs. So he's a Swiss Army knife out there. And like you said, if we're going to match up against this guy and they come out in 12 personnel, with him being that one back, is it really 12? Because you can motion him out and line him up against your linebackers or safeties if you're playing man, and it becomes like an 0-2 personnel. So what can we do with the Cowboys to kind of combat that as well? Because we got Pitts on one side who's a mismatch, and then you got Patterson, which I don't think we want, him running routes on our linebackers. So how do you see this defense dealing with Patterson out there?
Yeah, I think him line up at receiver. I still think we have the advantage with our defensive backs. I would agree. I wouldn't consider him to be like a top route runner. I like you say, he's an athlete. He's a playmaker. They try to get the ball in his hands and then see what he does after that. He's good with yards after contact. He's good with yard after catch. So they're going to try to throw him some screens, maybe run him over the middle of the field a little bit or whatever. But you said he's going to line up in the backfield.
Yeah.
Once again, we're going to harken back to if you're not able. I've seen Cordarrelle Patterson maybe I want to say 2 or 3 games ago on the goal line. And this dude looks like a goal line running back.
He's huge. He's a big dude.
He's punishing. He's running over you to get into the end zone. And like the deficiency that we seen last week it's on tape, man. Yeah. 190 yards rushing. All right. So if you don't stop it this week, you're gonna see it next week. Yeah. All right. And thank goodness it's Kansas City who's not good at running the ball
right now. Yeah.
We need to start putting together some games, getting back on track of stopping the run and getting ahead in the sticks, and then being able to get those turnovers because we are able to predict what the offense is going to do because it's 3rd and 8. Yeah. It's 3rd and 9. They down by 14, so they have no choice but to try to go and get that first down through the air. So stop the run. I know I'm saying it a lot, but if we don't, I'm telling you, it's going to be a long day. Yeah. Last Sunday, noon, that felt like that game lasted until 5 p.m.
Yeah, it was a drag.
Because I just sat there and watched the dudes run the ball. And then the last 2 drives we had felt like they took 2 hours because it took us forever to get down. We're just trying to get those trash yards. So I think it's really important for us to stop the run, but I got faith in our defense to be able to do that because if we want to be that top 10 defense
like
that
you said
we're going to be,
like you said,
we have to be able to bounce back. Teams have bad performances. We have. Other teams have. We saw the Ravens last night. They had a bad performance. So it's not just us. Yeah. So we can bounce back. We're 6-2 team. It's time to go on that run to push us in the playoffs and hopefully get to that Super Bowl.
Yeah, I definitely would agree with you on that. I mean, we got to make these these offenses one-dimensional, like we did earlier in the season. Before the bye week and all that, we were making teams one-dimensional. Like with the Vikings, we were able to kind of bottle up Dalvin Cook out there and make them try to beat us with Kirk Cousins' arm, and he couldn't do it. So this week, I think it's the same type of thing. I would agree with you. We got to stop the run. If we're able to do that and make this Atlanta Falcons team one-dimensional, and they'll have to live off of Matt Ryan's arm. They don't got the Julio Jones out there. They don't have Calvin Ridley. So I think we have good matchups in the secondary. The only thing that's concerning is that core. What are they going to do with Patterson? What are they going to do with Pitts out there? But I agree with you. We got to stop the run to begin with and make this team one-dimensional.
I got to know, though.
What's
because
up?
We heard you say that you would lock him down if you was out there. So
without a doubt. What you mean?
Do you have any pointers for the guy? Like what you would do? Are you playing off? Are you pressing? You mixing it up? Like what is it? Like what do you read? He's 6'6".
He's 6'6".
He runs 4.4.
Like what? Speed
so what are you doing to stop this guy if you're one-on-one? If you're cursed?
If I'm cursed, the first thing I'm looking at when I'm looking at film is how this guy releases off the line of scrimmage. When he's in the core, like you said, when he's attached to the line, when he's right next to the tackle, I'm pressing him all day because he only has one way to go. I mean, it ain't like he can give you all that shaking and stuff like that because there's a tackle right beside him. So I'm getting my hands on him, easily pressing him that way. But when he's extended from the core, I'm looking at him. If he has some shake and wiggle to him, like you remember Jordan Reed back in the day,
that's a receiver.
That was a receiver, right? His releases off the line of scrimmage were nuts. Now, if this guy, if he comes off the line kind of like Gronk, kind of sluggish and just wants to position you, then I press him. to get that, that timing off, that chemistry off. And then I would try to run with them that way, at least give my defensive line some extra time to get after Matt Ryan. But if that guy got that moves like Jordan Reed, I got to play off. Because, I know myself, and I know that if he hits me with a little 1-2 step, I might be over there on the sideline somewhere. So I play off of him, mix it up a little bit just to get in his head so he doesn't lock in on what you're doing each and every time. But without a doubt, when he's attached to that core, I'm pressing him, getting them shucked into the line of scrimmage and trying to shut them down that way. And I believe Curse, if he's attached, I believe Curse might be able to handle him one-on-one, but we shall see. We shall see.
I'll tell you this: if I'm on the defense and I'm a defensive back, and I'm telling my defensive line, hey man, if you see that dude lined up in run protection, you better run through his face mask. I want him to be wore out. I want him to be questioning everything when he's running that route, not knowing which way he's getting hit from. Right? If it's run, through his face mask. If it's zone and it's pass, he's getting banged from the defensive end. He's getting banged from Jordan Lewis. Like you have to get hands on him and make him question what it is that he's doing while he's out there to throw off the time. And so hopefully we see that, and if that happens, we stop the run, we stop Kyle Pitts, I think we get the dub.
All right, now I want to go to a guy that's on our second level before we get to our next break real quick. The guy that we all want to know, he's probably our best defensive player right now with Tank Lawrence and Gregory being out, and that's Mike Parsons out there. Do you feel, where should this Dallas defense play him? Because he's been balling at both linebacker and defensive end. We know when he's at defensive end, he only plays about half of the snaps, maybe 25 to 30 snaps. Whereas when he's at linebacker, he's a every down player. He's there throughout the game. We've seen him affect the passer at both positions. Where do you see this Cowboys defense and Dan Quinn placing him come Sunday to go against the Atlanta Falcons?
It's strange this week because I think we're in a different position than we were a few weeks ago. We had healthy linebackers. Yeah. We were able to have a little depth in there. So when we moved them up to play defensive end, we still had faith and confidence in the linebackers that we had that was stepping in behind them. Yep. Now, you see him play at linebacker. He's getting 10 tackles, 4 for loss. He's excelling at linebacker. He is your best linebacker, and it's evident. So it's tough when he's your best linebacker, and then also he's your best defensive end.
Tough. Where you play him?
It becomes situational. Yeah. Right? So now, I think the better question is, where do you play him on first and second? Because I assume on third down, he's going to be rushing. Right? I assume he's going to be rushing. I believe
when it's for sure pass down.
When it's for sure pass, I think he's going to be rushing, and I think we'll be playing man behind it with maybe a Curse or Hooker or whoever it is that they have faith in to play coverage on Kyle Pitts. Now, first and second down, that's the tough one. I can honestly sit here and say I have no idea. Because I'm not sure how the linebackers behind him are playing. I'm going to start him off.
Giffords, because Cox is out.
Yes,
Cox is out for the season.
I'm going to start him off at linebacker because my assumption is they're going to try to run the ball on us. They're going to come in based off what they saw last week against the Broncos, and they're going to say, we're going to establish the run because that throws off everything this defense is able to do to be successful. So I'm going to play him at linebacker. I'm going to allow him the first quarter to be in there, play linebacker, see if our defense is able to stop the run. And if we get ahead and it's time for them to start throwing the ball, and you see Matty Ice going 50 throws a game, like he on pace to do one of those, then I'm moving him back up. I'm rushing him off the edge. I'm rushing him up the middle, and then I'm getting after him. But I'm starting him off at linebacker because our number one thing we have to do is stop the run, and you can guarantee, you can bet your house.
Bet your bottom dollar.
That they coming in on Sunday at 12, and they're trying to impose their will and run the football because we put it on tape that we have trouble stopping it.
Yeah, I'm with you 100% on this one. The hard down is going to be that first and second down. Where do you put him? Where do you think he can affect the game? But I think you got to put him at linebacker for those first two, just because he can affect both phases of the game. He can affect the coverage in the back end, and he can get after the quarterback if you do decide to blitz him. Whereas at the DN position, first and second down, offensive, they can slide the protection his way. They can give him chips with the tight end. They can chip him with the running back, and they can pretty much take him out of the game. And like I mentioned earlier, he only plays about half of the snaps when he's at defensive end because you got to rotate. You banging with those big guys who are leaning on you. You get tired faster. So I think at the DN spot, he's great. He gets after the quarterback, but like you said, you got to leave that for third down and passing situations. Like I even think maybe on the 3rd and 5 and below, I'd even still keep him at linebacker because you just don't know, and he can use his sideline to sideline speed to affect things. But if it's 3rd and 10, 3rd and 12, where it's a for show pass down, Matt Ryan's going to do a long drop back. I'm putting my guy at defensive end just because we know he has that pop off the edge. With no Randy Gregory, no D-Law. I think it's going to be hard for them to generate pressure in those passing situations with a Terrell Basham and with other guys like that along the outside. So I got to put him there during pass downs. But for first and second, I leave him at linebacker.
It's crazy that the chess game between the offensive coordinator and the defensive coordinator really depends on this one chess piece who is a rookie. Do not forget, Micah Parsons is a rookie who did not play football last year, who's come in and he's got the impact on the game now to where the offensive coordinator is probably wondering where are they going to line him up at. And Dan Quinn has to be able to kind of counter wherever they try to run opposite of him or try to attack him in certain situations. He has to be able to say, hey, all right, this is what they're doing. Now we have to move him to this position because we're going to let him be more productive. Kind of like if you see D-Law go over there and try to rush on Tyron Smith if they're going there practice. You say, you know what, that's not happening. Move D-Law on the three, victim. Move him on the 3 technique. Move him over back to the left side where he's originally at. So I think that's the type of game we're going to have to play with Micah Parsons this week.
And I will say this, the best thing I think this coaching staff has done for Parsons in his young career so far is they took off that green dot from his helmet. You know, they let him just be see-ball, kind of go-get-ball type of player, and I think that's when he becomes that dog. That's when he becomes that beast, when he doesn't have to think too much or line guys up, and he just has to say, okay, this is my responsibility. Let's go out here and ball. I think that's when he becomes one of those elite linebackers. So hopefully we can see that coming this week. But let's take our next break here. When we get back on the Players Lounge, we'll be talking about the offensive side of the ball. What can the kid Mike Gallup, who's been out for a little bit, what can we expect from him on his comeback this Week 10 game against the Atlanta Falcons? This is the Players Lounge, brought to you by Hotels.com. We're in our SWBC studios. We'll see you on the way back.
Organic pumpkin smoothies are back at Smoothie King with at least 13 grams of protein each and 5 options to choose from. It's easy to find a favorite to help you reach your goals, like the new Keto Champ Pumpkin, packed with a whopping 23 grams of protein and 9 net carbs. It's a quick and nutritious meal on the go. So order online or through the app for pickup or delivery. And power up with pumpkin and protein. Official smoothie of the Dallas Cowboys. Smoothie King. Rule the day.
Hey, Cowboys fans, ready to spice up your next watch party? Bring Yo Quiero guacamole and be the game day hero. Yo Quiero means I want, and we know you want great, fresh-tasting, ready-to-serve guacamole for your home gating and tailgating events. Made with real avocados and the perfect blend of spices, it will be the star of any party. You can find us at your local Albertsons or Tom Thumb in the deli section. If you can't find it, talk to your store manager and tell them, Yo Quiero guacamole.
The Cowboys way, where 16 Hall of Famers and 5 championships shows us what success looks like. Where turkey is always the second best part of Thanksgiving Day. Where we are all defined by one single thing, the star. Where we as fans know it's our job to keep the tradition going. Bank of America is proud to be the official bank of the Dallas Cowboys and to support the quest of living life the Cowboys way.
Copyright 2020, Bank of America Corporation.
Hi, I'm Clint Tillison with...
And I'm Jay Novacek, and we're both with...
United Ag and Turf, the official tractor provider of the Dallas Cowboys.
So, if you need a tractor to bale some hay, a mower to cut some grass, or a gator to get some chores done...
Get a John Deere at United Ag and Turf.
And then, let's get to work.
Hey, Jay, that's my line.
Well, not today.
Get to work with a John Deere tractor package that's just right for you and your budget. Visit UnitedAgAndTurf.com.
Back to the Players Lounge.
Registration for holiday youth camps is now open. Don't miss the Dallas Cowboys Football Academy and Dallas Cowboy Cheerleaders Dance Academy camps on December 21st at the Star and December 22nd at AT&T Stadium. Space is limited, so register today at DallasCowboys.com/academy. Come see your boy. I'll be out there coaching your kids, getting them right.
Yes.
So they be ready for their next season.
Yes.
Come see me. Come see me.
You hear that, Dewey? You hear that, Dewey? Those are reads right there. Reads right there.
Come see your boy. You know what I'm saying? We gonna take care of y'all, man. We got lunch. We get T-shirts. You know what I'm saying? You get a signature from all the coaches at the end. Rowdy gonna stop through.
Rowdy coming through?
Yep.
Hey.
And you get to play flag football game. All the parents get to come down, sit in the stadium. They get to watch it. We have the names going around the stadium of all the campers that are there. Bro, it's a big production.
So they on the Titantron.
Oh, it's a big production, bro.
Hey,
you know
man, bring your kids. McCray love the kids, man. Bring your kids out.
We're gonna take care of you.
We're gonna take care of y'all.
Church, let me tell you something. Church started at a youth football camp. Okay, that's how he became great.
This is true. It all started that way. When I was about 10 years old, it all started that way.
So bring him out.
Bring him out, man. You see the ultimate survivor, Danny McCray out there.
I knew that was coming. All right? I knew that was coming. Okay.
Now, we're back. We're back at the Players Lounge, brought to you by Hostels.com. We're in our SWBC studios. Our boy, Newey Scruggs, the Emmy Award-winning Newey Scruggs. I'm sorry about that. He's on assignment. So it's your boys out here doing our second stint as hosts out here, and I think we're doing a pretty good job. Would you say so? Yes, sir?
Listen, we're doing a great job, I believe in it. Listen, his own assignment is different than my own assignment, and it's also different than your own assignment. Because your own assignment usually means vacation.
What? That's how we doing the kids.
His own assignment means that he's doing something that he has to do, to make sure he take care of himself.
Yeah.
My own assignment.
What's your own assignment?
Was Survivor.
Okay.
All right. So my own assignment, that's how it all started. Yeah. I was on Survivor, and then they said I was on assignment. But right now, I think yours is like number 3.
What? On the pecking order, I'm the 3. Yes. I'm 3 on the assignment. What you mean? Last time I was with the Cowboys. We was out at the Cowboys Golf Club, getting it in. I was giving my swing tips out there, letting people know that I'm a real deal at the golf course, by the way. I'm just letting you know that. But let's get back to Cowboys football. I'm just letting you know. I'm just letting you know. I got witnesses.
We got 7 minutes, okay?
All right, you're right. Let's get back to
about your golf game.
Let's get back, because I can last all day, So let's get back to Cowboys football.
Listen to this dude. Oh, go ahead.
Get back. Can I get back to every time I try to? All right, anyway.
You know what you said.
See, this is what I got to deal with.
You know what you said.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is what I got to deal with. But back to Cowboys football. Let's go on the offensive side of the ball. To our guy, Michael Gallup out there. We haven't seen him in weeks. He's had one of those, horrible calf injuries that seems to be plaguing this Cowboys team, as Randy Gregory is out with a calf injury as well. What can we expect from Gallup coming back this week and getting back to that trio of receivers that we thought were all going to go over 1,000? What can we expect from Gallup this week?
Let me tell you something. This Gallup is going to be a welcomed addition to this offense. Because, as I've been saying, Coop can run deep balls. Yeah. Not what he's known for. CeeDee Lamb can run deep balls. What did we see last week? Two deep balls, misconnection. Yeah. Okay? Yeah. When Gallup is running those plays, it's more of a chance that he's going to be connecting with Dak, and it's going to be 30, 40-yard game. All right? So when you got Gallup on the outside running deep, you got to figure out if you're going to double CeeDee Lamb or double Amari Cooper. It just makes it that much more harder on the defense to decide who they're going to put those resources toward. Oh, and don't forget,
what we talking about?
My man Zeke is still in the backfield.
Let's hope he's healthy.
Well, listen, if not you. Well, listen, small drop off, but Tony Pollard is still serviceable, right? He's still there, and you got Dalton Schultz. So when you're able to open up the field that way and stretch it out with Michael Gallup, and then let those guys do work in the middle and on the outside, it just makes it easier for Dak Prescott. So I think Gallup is going to be a welcome addition, and you're going to see him. They're going to take at least 2 to 3 shots to Michael Gallup in this game on
off
Sunday.
The rip.
Well, I don't know off the rip. Okay. When the game's over with, you're going to say Dak Prescott attempted to throw the ball over 30 yards to Michael Gallup at least 3 times.
So we're going to say big day for Gallup coming up in Week 10 against Atlanta. Big day for us. So let me ask you this question a little bit then. What would be the more potent offense, or what do you see as being the more potent offense? Gallup at that third receiver spot, or Ced Wilson? Because Ced Wilson's been balling out since his absence. Where would you go with that?
Michael Gallup.
Michael Gallup.
Yeah, listen, Michael Gallup is a proven commodity for this team. Like you said, if you look back at the tape before he's hurt and even last year, he is our deep threat.
Yeah.
Okay. He's the guy. Now, no shade to Wilson. He did what he's supposed to do when he got out there. He maximized his opportunity. He showed up. Now they're gonna have to make some decisions at the end of the season. But for right now, Michael Gallup is the guy. Okay. He brings another dimension to the offense that we haven't had in the last few weeks, because he is our deep threat. And I think when it comes to play action, you're going to be able to see him get some deep balls thrown to him. And when you have those gotta have it situations, he adds another element into not just being able to run to the sticks and turn around and try to get open, but he's going to be that guy where, hey man, it's 3rd and 10. Let's go for the home run ball. Let's go for the home run ball, because you have confidence in him being able to catch those passes because he's done it in the past.
You know what? I would agree with you 100% on that one. I think it's definitely going to be a big day for Michael Gallup when he comes back. I mean, I was able to watch the one-on-ones out there yesterday. Sunday, and it looked like he had that spring in his step. It looked like he was able to get separation from the DBs. But I saw him jumping up there, so he has that spring in his step back. So hopefully, when he gets out there this week, he can go ahead and ball out there. So before we get into our predictions, because I know we're running a little bit low on time, so before we get to our predictions, I got to know from Danny McCray, who needs to get going on this offense for this offense to be successful against Atlanta? But we all know Dak Prescott needs to getting back in his bag. But outside of Dak, who offensively needs to ball out to make sure we get a W against Atlanta?
How dare Church, lace me up with this easy question?
It's an alley-oop for you, man. I got it. Just off the backboard.
Let me tell you something. Number 21.
He got to get going.
As much as I said, we have to stop the run. On defense, we have to be able to run the ball and control the tempo of the game on offense. Ezekiel Elliott, healthy, ready to go. That is who you lean on to to kickstart this offense, and then that opens up the play action for Michael Gallup. That opens up the middle of the field for Amari Cooper and CeeDee Lamb. It all depends on the running game. And what we know is we still haven't found the stat, but when Ezekiel Elliott gets more than 20 rushes,
it's something wild. Undefeated was something.
It's something like 4 losses and 20 wins, like something crazy. So get the man if he's healthy, get the man his touches, and then play off of that.
All right, I'm with you on that one. I think Zeke needs to go out there and he needs to have a big game in order to do that. But my player that I picked for that needs to ball out has got to be Terrence Steele. They say he's going to be on that left side again. They say they're going to try him out there at that left tackle, and the transition must not be that easy because this guy was looking like almost at that Pro Bowl level when he was at right tackle, and now at the left tackle it looked like he digressed a lot, but. We'll see. It seems like he's out there. He's going to be at that left tackle from what McCarthy says. So, hopefully he can hold it down out there. But I think he needs the ball in order for this offense to get going as well.
So you're saying if Terrence Steele does not have a good game, we lose?
I'm not saying we lose. I'm just saying he needs to also be a part of this thing to get going. Because we saw, Dak Prescott was under fire last week. So I feel like, and he gave up 11 of them, hurries, 9 pressures, whatever the case may be. He gave up a lot. So I think if he's able to, cut that number in half, the pressures and the hurries and cut that number in half and not give up 2 sacks, I think this offense may be able to keep going a little bit, but he got to ball out as well.
I almost forgot Terrence Steele was playing left tackle. So, yes, give it to Zeke. Goodness. Even more reason to give it to Zeke, man. Listen, you always say, hey, man, offensive linemen, they want to maul guys. They want to move the line of scrimmage. So the way to get them in their groove is to run the ball. Call some easy run plays. Let them go one-on-one and try to push the guy off the line of scrimmage. And then once he's in his comfort zone, then you can start throwing the ball. Get the ball to Zeke, man, because
let him run it, huh?
Yeah, let him run it. Because Terrence Steele, listen, Terrence Steele, I don't dislike you. I just want you at the right tackle where you earned your spot.
All right, well, look, we're running short on time, but we're going to get into these predictions real quick. D-Mac, I don't know what did Newey give his predictions?
He probably gave it on the news.
On the news,
so he can't take it back.
Yeah, that's what it is. We ain't involved in this one. I don't want him coming in here talking about we all won. No, you wasn't a part of this.
No, he is, but we going by his news.
Oh, by his news. So he can't. Okay,
we going by his news picks.
All right, he's Sweden. He likes to cover both sides. On the fence. So D-Mac, what's your prediction for this noon kickoff? Atlanta Cowboys. What you got?
Man, I got 27-21.
27. So it's going to be a tight one.
Yeah, I got 27-21. Okay. How we're going to get there, I don't know, but I see us with a 6-point victory. My man Lyram
Hyrulowski. LH.
I see him and Younghoe Koo.
Younghoe Koo battling
it out and having to kick some field goals to get us that dub in the game. And I think it comes down to kick. I think I saw a clip of him. He kicked the whatever. I don't know the distance. I don't know the distance of the kick, but he kicked it to win the what is the CFL championship?
The Grey Cup.
The Grey Cup.
Okay.
Win the Grey Cup. So he's
and those are some conditions out there.
He's good with kicking under pressure. Okay. So I see us, leaning on him a little bit to get the dub.
Okay, all right. That's a ball one right there. I don't think it's going to be as close as you call it. I still have a Cowboys victory. I say we win by 7. I say it's going to be about a 28-21 victory. I think the first half is pretty close. The Atlanta might even have the lead, and then as we get into the second half, Dallas will start to pull away. But I do see this as a victory for this Cowboys team. I think this offense gets back back on track. Yeah, I think Dak Prescott gets that reconnection with his receivers out there. Gallup puts up a little bit of numbers out there. Zeke may get his thing, but I do believe this offense will get things going, and hopefully this defense will be able to get some pressure on Matt Ryan and stop the run. But we'll see. We'll see come Sunday.
Hold on. So I'm looking at this. Y'all listen to this, okay?
Uh-huh.
So I said 27-21.
No, you said 27-24.
I said 27-21.
Oh, I thought you said a 3-point bet. Okay.
6.
Okay.
Two field goals.
All right, my bad. Okay.
At the end of the game, he's going to have to kick it to put out.
Oh, all right. I thought it was my
you
bad.
said 28-20. I was say because hold on, wait, that's 1 point.
Yeah, I thought for sure. I thought you said 27-24.
So we essentially the same. Okay,
yeah, we are. We good.
Done for the Cowboys. We got wins.
Well, once again, it was another successful Players Lounge on this beautiful afternoon here in the Metroplex. Look, we're brought to you by Hotels.com. We're in our SWBC studio. I'm, just your average box safety. This is the ultimate survivor, Danny McCray. Thanks for Aaron in the back, who, I'm telling you, when you talk about shoe game, this guy's shoe game is unreal. I'm telling you, it's unreal. It's almost as good as his mustache. So I'm just letting you know, this guy got his shoe game is a crazy. So. Welcome. Hey, this is the Players Lounge. We'll catch y'all on Monday. You ain't want to go into that. All right. We'll see y'all next week. Knew you'll be back. Thanks again for watching.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys?